Hi guys, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've never seen me before, my name is KK. This is my YouTube channel called the KayKaySlays online show. I want to thank you very much for clicking on this video. Please ensure that you like, share, and of course subscribe to keep up with what's happening over here. With me today, I have Gracie, and she is going to be another addition to the My Here, My Journey series that I've started here on YouTube. So before I bring Grace on, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her, some of the ways that you can support her, and then we're going to start this conversation. So Grace is 23 years old and she's a journalist, a poet. She's a YouTuber and she's also a director of an entertainment company. Grace has platforms such as Spice and Clove, and she has two YouTube channels called Gracie Rants GY and The Olive Poetry. I've taken the liberty to link all her ventures down below, so you can just click the links, like and follow the Spice and Clove Facebook page, and of course subscribe to her two YouTube channels, Gracie Rants GY and The Olive Poetry. So without further ado, I'd like you to put your virtual hands together and welcome Gracie to the My Here, My Journey platform. Hey,
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, viewers.
thank you very much for coming on. So at 23, you're doing a lot, and I want to commend you for all the things that you're doing. So can you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel before we get started into the here questions about your Gracie
Okay,
Rants YouTube
well,
channel?
okay. So Gracie Rants is basically a YouTube channel I created to further my platform on Facebook. I had started doing spontaneous live videos, just ranting about things that I'm passionate about, things that enrage me that I'm seeing,
Mm.
mostly issues pertaining to the Black community. And somebody suggested that, I make it a thing. And it's not just a spontaneous come on and then that's it. That's the end of the conversation. So I decided that I got my bearings and I started the YouTube channel. And then to add to that, because I do run an entertainment company, I wanted to um, spotlight the arts in Guyana. And so I'm
Mm.
using my platform to review other people's stuff to be able to draw attention to it. So that's basically what Gracie Rants is for.
Wow, it's definitely a lot of good content too. I have watched a couple of your videos and I've tuned into some of your random live videos on Facebook as well. So I would definitely encourage everybody to support Grace. Like I said earlier, the links are down below. So check them out and continue to support this Guyanese young lady that's doing amazing things at 23 years old, might I add. So I want to start by asking you, the first question I like to ask everyone that comes on this platform, and it's how long have you been natural? Have you been so your entire life? How long have you been natural?
Well, I started the journey in late 2016, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was then. I relaxed my hair very young, so throughout majority of my life, I had relaxed hair. So it was just like late 2016, I transitioned and I decided to go natural.
Okay. Before we continue with the interview, I have some questions coming in about your YouTube channel, so I just want to ask you them, and then you can answer them. So the first one is: do you rant about anything, or can someone send you a topic and ask you to rant about the topic?
My rants are really reserved for things that I am passionate about, right? Mostly topics pertaining to the Black community, specifically Black women and our struggles and so on. So if it's anything surrounding those areas, I'll take a look into it. Because I have a background in journalism, and it's currently kind of my job too. I use those skills to be able to research and so on the topics properly to be able to deliver them well. So if it's topics pertaining to those things, yeah, sure, shoot them to me, no problem.
That is great. That is great. So if it has to be specific to, Black women, Black
Yeah.
community, that kind of thing. I think that's really
Yes.
nice. So you said you were natural your entire life, and you about 2016 is
But
when
I
you decide.
wasn't.
Sorry, you straight. Sorry, my bad. You were not
Yeah.
natural, and in 2016 is when you made that decision to go natural. So what was that
Yeah.
decision like? Was there a big chop, a transition involved? What was that? What was like your whole thinking, even like going into that decision and then doing it?
Well, I had attempted in school while I was attending school, and I had to, due to circumstances, I had to relax my hair again. And so what happened was, for that whole period after I finished school, I just decided to leave my hair alone, and then it started to transition on its own. And then I had my big chop in 2017 where
Okay.
I cut off majority of my hair. What I did first, I bleached the ends, right, and dyed it green. So I had green,
Ah,
fiery looking hair, right? So the bottom, the bottom was my curls, and the top
mhm.
was straight green
Right.
hair. So that was a sight to see. So after a while,
Oh my God.
bleaching and chemicals don't
Yeah.
mix. So after a while, the straight
Mhm.
part started to fall out,
As a farmer.
right?
Okay.
And then my mother sat
Yeah.
me down a day and she said, "Yeah, I'm
Mm.
tired of seeing you looking like you got fire on the top of your head." And she got the
Oh my
scissors
God.
and she
I,
butchered me.
oh my God. I thought you guys were like, oh, like she told you, like, go to the salon, but
Oh,
I know mothers, I have one of my own, so oh my God, I can imagine. So we have a lot of questions coming in for you in the comments. The first one, but this was a question I was going to ask, but I'm happy it's here now. When did you start your lock journey, and what caused you to lock your hair?
okay, so I started my love journey in November 2018. And
Mm,
what propelled me is, well, first of all, I don't like to do my hair, right?
mm,
Even when it
um,
was straight, I never liked doing anything to it. I just wanted to leave it, let it do whatever. Like even now, I didn't even
mhm,
do anything fancy for the show because this is just how my hair is all the time. People who know
mhm,
me. And so I decided that this was the best decision for me because when I had my loose natural hair, I left it uncombed and unkept for extended
mm,
periods of time, and it started to match together. So it was always a struggle to comb it out, and I'm a little tender-headed too, so that's
mhm,
always always a struggle. And also, too, I was battling with my mental health around that time, which caused me to leave my hair undone for extended period of time, and
mhm,
because of that too propelled me to decide that yeah, this is the best thing. And another reason was because I just really like locks for a long time. From
mhm,
as long as I could remember, I always liked it. I always saw myself heading there, and a lot of people were skeptical about it because they're like, you can't do anything much with it. And if you're a person who likes to style your hair a lot, it's going to be harder for you, and so on, and it's going to be harsh on edges and this and that, a whole lot of stuff. And it was a
mhm.
new journey for me. I'm still learning some things along the way as I
Fair enough.
progress with it. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's basically it.
Yeah, we have one more question for you, and it asks, what prompted you to finally make that decision to go natural and not look back?
Um, for me, it was I wanted to do it for a while, right? But the school system was not allowing for that to happen, right? And
Mhm,
okay, I remember the exact moment actually.
mhm,
I went to the salon for the last time to relax my hair. And I was sitting in that chair while those chemicals burned my scalp.
oh my God,
And
girl.
I was like,
Mhm,
nope, I'm not doing this again. This is it for me.
mhm.
I'm done. I was my eyes were running water. That's how it was. And I was asking the hairdresser, is it done now? Is it done? And she's like, a little more. And this thing was burning my scalp. And I was like, why do I continue to put myself through this? So after that time, I said, yeah, I'm not doing this again, and that was it. That was a little early in 2016. Yeah.
I can totally relate to that story because I remember my last straightening experience, and it was like the worst straightening experience I ever had. It's like the hairdresser almost knew that this was the last time she was going to see me in the chair, because when that thing burnt my head, it was no joke, and I'm like, yo, like this is it. If I needed a sign, then this was it. I ain't doing this again. So I can totally relate to that. So, what was one piece of advice that you wish that you received before you decided, to make that transition in 2016?
Well, I really wish somebody had told me to document and embrace the journey, because I was always just looking forward to the final product, right? So when it's time for me to look back to see how far I came from, I really don't have any pictures or any stories or anything, because I was just waiting it out the whole time, instead of looking in the mirror, embracing each stage and each step that my hair would go through. And I guess too, because of the criticism around me, I was myself. I had doubts about it, and doubts about how I looked. So I wasn't taking the time to stop and smell the roses along the journey of my hair growth and so on. So I really wish
I
somebody
totally
had told me that.
document. I totally get that because I know even like when my hair was like short, or like when it started growing back, like I have no memories of that. It's just like in my head, but I have like no photographic memories of that. So that's something else, I could relate to when it comes to. So I wanted to ask you, because I know you have locks, everybody can see that. And in our society, some people with locks, they tend to be fought down. We're told that it's untidy and it's not professional and all these other things, that are not true. So how do you deal? Or so let me ask you first, have you ever been in a position where, you experienced that, even before pre-locks, have you dealt with any form of discrimination or snark remark? And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, both instances, I had the condescending remarks about it. When I decided to transition to natural, I was told that from friends that my natural hair probably won't look good because I'm a Black woman, and my hair is 4C. It's very strong 4C hair, and it wouldn't be like curly. I wouldn't have the nice slick edges and so on. So I was told that, yeah, that's not a good idea, and that's why I went back to relax my hair. Even from the teachers at the school, when I was transitioning, and when your hair have like these two different textures, right? While you're transitioning, how one texture just be doing its own thing, even if you
Yep.
try to keep it good. So I always used to be getting in trouble at school for that, and I had to explain to them I can't control that, right? If the wind decide to blow, is nothing is beyond my control. Even got sent home one time because I was standing at a window. Yeah, I was standing at a window and my hair was blowing, and I kept trying to thing it, and it was too
Yeah.
distracting for the assembly, and I'm untidy and unkept. My uniform was spick and span. It's just that the breeze is
Yeah. The
blowing up into
hair.
it, and I got sent home.
Wow.
So it was a constant fight down with that,
Awesome.
and it was even worse when I was about to get locked. When I told a certain friend of mine, and she said, yeah, the same thing that you said, locks are untidy and smelly.
Mm-hmm.
hmm And people with locks just look like a homeless or something. And my family too wasn't really keen with it either, because of the stereotype attached to it. People who have locks do drugs and things like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, smoke weed.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Weird. Oh.
So it was every step of the journey was a fight down. Every new
Mhm.
journey, I should say, was a fight down for me. But
Mhm.
I
Uh,
just um for me, I embraced, because around that same time too, I was on a personal journey of myself dealing with my mental health and so on. So I did some therapy and so on, and I was learning how to embrace who I am naturally. And that helped me in the process, right? Because there were moments where I thought that, yeah, let me just go back and put the creamy crack back in my hair and call it
yeah.
purge, right? There were
Uh-huh.
moments like that of frustration. Even when I started my lock journey for like a whole year, oh my gosh, it was
Mhm.
it wasn't horrible, but it was now growing into itself, right? It was
Going
now
in,
becoming
yeah.
what it is now. So I once again wasn't embracing the journey, and I just was waiting for it to start glowing up. And
Yeah.
every time somebody would criticize it in some way and say, "Hey, this thing didn't even look like a locks. It didn't even look
Mhm.
proper. It's fuzzy because I have very frizzy hair too. It looked
Mhm.
frizzy. It's untidy. You hair always untidy. Locks itself is untidy, and having
Mhm.
the locks untidy is bad for you.
Uh-huh.
It's not looking good. I was even told that it doesn't suit my face shape. I was
Mhm.
told that
Wow.
I have a big forehead, and the locks will highlight my forehead more. But
Oh
like
my
I said,
God.
after going through therapy and embracing each step of the journey, and embracing myself, who I am naturally, I still believe that my big forehead is one of the key tenets of my beauty. So like,
Exactly. Exactly.
and that's just basically how I dealt with it.
I think that's so amazing. And you said something I want to highlight because I don't want people to miss it, but you talk about like, going to therapy or just understanding yourself naturally. And I think that we as Black people, as Black women, like it's okay to seek help and it's okay to understand, like to talk to people about the things that we deal with and then understand and just embrace who we are. And I'm happy that you were able to do that and be at a place where you are now. And I encourage everybody that's looking at this. If that's something that you need to do, then do it. Don't worry about the stigma. People gonna be like, "Oh, you're going to shrink." Like, ignore all of those very irrelevant
Mm-hmm.
comments, and you just
Mm-hmm.
have to do what's best for you. So I really, really commend you for doing that, and I encourage anybody that needs that help to get it and glow up like Gracie did. So we have some more questions coming in. We have some encouragement to you too, saying kudos for standing strong and saying that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. And then somebody said down with the
Oh,
hashtag
thank you
creamy
so
crack.
much.
So we're just going to run the questions. The first one for you is what are your go-to hair products that you use to style and maintain your locks?
Um, I really and no companies cutting me a check, so I really want
All right. Oh, you
to,
didn't try to sponsor them, girl. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
right? But there's this the Jamaican mango and lime products. That's just
Okay.
one and two of them. But for me, I
Hmm.
I I do more organic because, like I said, I don't do anything much with my hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I look for more organic stuff. I use a lot of oils, right? So what I
Mm.
do is I have two bottles of oils. One of them is for my roots, and the other one is for the hair itself, right? The one for the hair
Mm-hmm.
itself, it's lighter, it's much lighter, right? Mixture of much lighter oils so that it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
stick and penetrate the locks, because it's harder to get it out
Yeah.
when it's in there, right? And the one for the roots
Mm-hmm.
is to promote hair growth and to decrease dry scalp and dandruff and so on. So the oils and tea tree oil and so on in there. Mint products too, because that helps to
Uh-huh.
stimulate your scalp,
Yeah. Similarly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the hair for the hair itself is basically just for shine and so on. But before I put the oil, I would always put like a water based product, which is something from the Jamaican mango and lime products. It's water
Uh-huh.
based. It's like a water based moisturizer. So so
Mhm.
that I can lock in that moisture with the oils on the outside. And that's basically it. Just simple hair regimen, and that's it. Nothing too complicated, because when you're dealing with locks, you have to consider the fact that it's going to be harder to wash out if you put all of those different products in here, right? So always make sure that you put light things that will be able to come out with simple shampoo and conditioning. Yeah.
Those are really great tips. Thank you very much. Another question coming in for you from the comments asks, do you have any lock inspirations?
When I first started, it was, well, when I first aspired to have locks, it was Lauren Hill, but she got rid of hers. She got rid of hers. So right now, I'm looking at Chloe and Halle Bailey, the
Oh,
singer.
I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those two
They're
are
good
my
inspirations.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're really nice here. We have another one coming in for you. What prompted you to get through with the locks, even though you were experiencing a great fight down from close ones? I hope, yeah.
Well, since I was developing it, coming to terms with myself and who I am naturally, I had to adapt to having full body autonomy for myself, right? And
Mm-hmm.
knowing that people might have suggestions and remarks and so on, criticism, but at the end of the day, it is my choice and doing what, and if it's something that I genuinely want to do, I should do it. If it turns out that it's a disaster, I can always start over. It's just here doesn't stop growing. Here will always grow back. I cut it off and start over. I'm gonna look good in anything. I always tell people that it doesn't matter what I do with my head top, I'm gonna look good, right? I'm gonna thrive. I'm gonna slay everything I put at the top here. So if this journey doesn't work out for me, I could do another one, right? And go just like that. And this is just something that I wanted to experience for myself. And that to me mattered more than anything what anybody had to say. Yeah.
I love that so much. And it's just the we need to, like, encourage yourself. Like you say, if I cut this off, if I wear locks, if I decide to do something else in the future, one, is your decision to make, and two, you will look good regardless. So not
Yeah.
allowing people's criticisms or opinions to deter us from the things we want to do, I think that's really, really good. And I
Yeah.
hope that you guys take that and that you run with it. So I know earlier we spoke about you rant a lot about things that happen in the Black community and women especially. So as a Black woman, how important is it for you to wear your hair the way you do in public?
Um, I mean, it's important. It's important personally. I don't think that it makes any direct impact to the Black community and Black women. I don't think that how we wear our hair has anything to do with us as individuals. I really don't, right? As India Ari said, it's not what's on your head, it's what's underneath, right? I think that it doesn't matter how you wear your hair, it doesn't change your personality, it doesn't change your work ethic, your work ethic or anything like that. Just to ensure that you're able to rock anything, right? So for me, like personally, I haven't worn like wigs or weaves in over a year or two because like I just ain't to be honest, right? I just like how I don't like doing anything to my hair. Once in a while because I retwist my hair myself. I don't like salons and hairdressers and so on, right? But otherwise, I really don't do anything with it. And to wear away, especially in this climate, your scalp sweating and stuff like that, that's just me personally and what I think. But when it comes to the contribution to the Black community as Black women, I want to erase this notion that the way Black women wear their hair has something to do with the person they are, because it's not true, right?
Mm,
Black women's hairstyles are not unprofessional, or they're not they shouldn't have this stigma
okay,
to them.
exactly.
Any type of thing you put on your head should not have any stigma to it, especially if you're a hardworking individual, you're diligent person, you're respectable and things like that. Your hair ain't got
Mhm.
nothing to do with it.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. The stigma that we attach, even to like people, with locks and after the stigma that we have, well, that people place on us. I think that's something that, that needs to be eradicated from our school system because we learn it, unfortunately, in school, that, your hair needs to be a certain way because we're not allowed to wear our hair the way we would want
Yeah.
to.
So,
Sometimes we
might
hear,
I add,
you
I
want to say
want to
something?
add this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want
Mm-hmm.
to add that too. Um, the significance comes to with black hairstyles, right? Being um prohibited from schools and workplaces, right? And I'm talking specifically like afros, locks, and things like that suited for black hair, and being forced to conform to the norms of a Eurocentric standard,
Mm-hmm.
right? That really impacts Black women, and up to now in the 21st century, a lot of us still don't know how to do our hair, right? Whatever it's in, we still don't know how to style. We still don't know what products to use because there's no room in society to learn those things, right? From a young age, all you learn to do is to conform, right? To be able to adapt to that society. The schools have their rules, and those rules are very Eurocentric. The workplaces, same thing. Um, so what I might add with the significance of it, right, is being able to step out in whatever, right, whatever black hairstyle you choose, and still being respected, right, still being praised, right, for your beauty standards still being highlighted. All right, that's where the significance comes into me. But to associate here with the person, yeah, that's out. That's totally out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I totally agree, 100%. Our hair should not define, who we are. We are who we are in our hearts. My head has nothing to do with that. So
yeah.
before we wrap up today's interview, I just want to ask if you can leave a piece of encouragement to our fellow naturalistas. I like the person I'm interviewing to just encourage. Sometimes we need a little nudge, a little encouragement as we continue on in this journey. So anything, any particular group of people, could you just please leave a piece of encouragement for our fellow naturalistas?
Well, for those who haven't started their journey yet, well, honestly, like I said, it doesn't matter what's on your head. People with relaxed hair aren't less black than people with natural hair. So you don't feel like you have to be forced to go natural if it's not something that you're passionate about, or comfortable in doing. But
So
if you want to, and there are people whispering in your ears, block them out immediately, and sit and have a conversation with yourself. Decide what you want to do, and make your voice the loudest voice in the room. For those who want to start locks, because I was getting a lot of questions prior to this about starting the lock journey, and what to expect and so on. There are going to be a lot of bumps along the way, but you have to be the one wearing your hair, and not your hair wearing you, right? It doesn't matter what stage in the journey you're at. There's no ugly phase. People would tell you there's an ugly phase in locks. I was told that, and I saw that for people. There's no ugly phase in the journey. Each step is important to what the final product should be, and you should be able to, um if you're uncertain about things, go their websites, research, find out from others, and just get comfortable being you. Stand up in the mirror sometimes and just look at yourself, look at your skin, look at all your bumps and your crevices and your cracks and your
Yep.
dimples, everything, and embrace them, right? Because who you are is enough. That's what I gotta say.
I love that. I love that. Who you are is enough. What a better what that's like the best way to end today. Who you are is enough. I love that. And I want to thank you once again for coming on. I want to thank everyone that watched. Thank you so much. If you're going to look at this as a rebroadcast, then thank you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Please remember to check the description bar below and support Grace's stuff. Like her Spice and Clove Facebook page. And then she has 2 pages on Instagram. Make sure that you subscribe. So until next week, this is KK and I'm with Gracie, and we are both saying goodbye. Bye, guys.
Bye.